Alright, next we got Tamari. They have been really doing stuff to Tamari. They moved the stun from her forearms. They added block breaks to her. They increased the damage to her. So honestly, you guys believe it or not, she's still gonna continue. Like it's just art. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Project Slayers video. In this video, I'm gonna be doing an updated BDA / breathing tier list. On my channel before, I did an update 1.5 breathing and BDA tier list, but they did do a lot of changing in the tier logs. As you see on the screen now, a lot of BDAs and breathings have been like nerfed / buffed. So I'm gonna do an updated one. I'm pretty much gonna be doing the best, worst, every BDA, every breathing. I haven't done a video on both of them yet, so this will be the first video I did of all of them. So this is going to be the full tier list, I think, for every BDA and breathing after the nerfs and after the changes and stuff. So if you guys do find this video helpful, make sure you do like and subscribe, and make sure you guys join my Discord down below. I do announce when I go live on Twitch and YouTube every day, or almost every day. But yeah, that being said, enjoy the video. Let's get right into this. First, we're gonna be starting with Dream BDA. Now, Dream BDA didn't get any changes at all in the change log anyway, so I'm gonna put it where I put it last time. I'm gonna put Dream at pretty good. Now, Dream is one of the best for PvP in my opinion. Still, they haven't changed it since it was dominant in like update 1, and PvE wise, it's alright. I would just say alright in PvE, but PvP it's very good. So I'm gonna put it pretty good. I just want to say, guys, this tier list is gonna be like pretty much overall. This isn't gonna be a PvP tier list or a PvE tier list. This is gonna be overall. I'm gonna be putting both aspects of the PvP and PvE in it. So if let's say a breathing sucks at PvE but it's good at PvP, then I'm gonna put it at like pretty good or viable. So Dream, I'm gonna put it pretty good because it's mid for PvE. I would say it's like it's all right. The AOE is kind of there. It's pretty good, I guess. It's all right, and it's really good for PvP. Very good for PvP, especially if you know how to play Dream. You land those tentacles, you get those C abilities off, whatever it's called. I forgot, but those are OP. So yeah, I'm gonna put Dream at pretty good. Nothing to say about this because they didn't really change it. Next, we got Shockwave. Now Shockwave did get a buff. They buffed the overall damage around Shockwave, and I already thought Shockwave was very good for PvP, and I think Shockwave is so bad for PvE. By the way, it's good against bosses. That's all. But Oregon Dungeon Big Train, I think it sucks in my opinion. So before, I'm pretty sure I had it viable, but now I think I'm gonna put it at pretty good. It could be a buff Dream, honestly. I think if you're a really good Shockwave player in PvP, then you're gonna be better than a Dream player. But PvE wise, I think it's pretty trash. So I'm gonna put it under here, but it's really good for PvP now. And they did buff the overall damage in it, and as well as added another block pick, I'm pretty sure. So Akaza, I'm gonna put it pretty good. I think it's a really good BDA now. I think it wasn't viable before, but I will be putting it pretty good now because of the buffs where they did buff the overall damage. So yeah, Akaza is gonna go at pretty good. Art. Now Reaper. In my last shows, I'm pretty sure I put Reaper out pretty good because I think this is one of the best overall BDs in the game. It's good for PvE. It's good for Mugen Train. Really good for PvP. It might be one of the best at PvP, honestly, now that Ice was nerfed. So I could honestly put Reaper at OP nerf. I put it at pretty good last time, and it did get buffed. It got a 5% overall damage buff, which I don't know if that's enough to like switch it to tier. Let me know what you guys think. But honestly, I'm gonna put Reaper at OP nerf just because of the buff of the damage buff. Like it was already really good BDA, and they buffed the damage even more. The dash makes it insanely good with PvP. Yeah, it makes it insanely good with PvP. Gotta be very good to play against Reaper. I think Reaper is one of the best BDAs in the game right now. Might be the best for PvP, honestly, if you're good at the game. And PvE, it's pretty good with PvE. Like, it's really good for PvE, really good for Mugen Train, because Mugen Train doesn't have that much people, so it's pretty much just like boss dread, and Reaper does a lot of damage, as well as PvP. Oregon Dungeon, it's terrible for Oregon Dungeon in my opinion. The only good thing about it is Sonito, but once you reach like the end of stages, it's not really good against those groups of people, and bosses, it's very insane. So I'm gonna put it at OP nerf. It wasn't that pretty good before, but if it's at OP nerf, it's pretty much gonna be at the bottom of OP nerf, because honestly, on the 5% damage buff, like it makes it go from pretty good to OP nerf is not that much, but I'm still gonna put it up there. Alright, next we got Arrow. Arrow did get buffed a little bit. Before I put Police into buff, I'm just put it viable now. This is pretty obvious because they gave it a block break, they gave it more damage, so I'm gonna just put it viable. Not really much to say about Arrow. Before it was Police into buff because it wasn't really good for anything, but they buffed the damage, give it another block break, so that makes it pretty viable for PvP. PvE, it's kind of still mid, so I'm gonna put it viable. It's not really good at PvP, but PvE, it's kind of mid, so I'm gonna put that viable because yeah, just gonna put this viable. Not really much to say about Arrow. Beast breathing, I'm pretty sure this is another one that they buffed by a tiny bit. I'm gonna go check the Discord real quick. Alright, well, it's pretty good. It's pretty good that I did bring up the Discord because they have more updates, and one of them is buffing Devouring Slash and Devouring Slash cooldown, which, by the way, this is Beast breathing. So Devouring Slash, I'm pretty sure this is Beast breathing unless I'm stupid, but Devouring Slash now block breaks, but they also increase the cooldown, so it makes it way better for PvP because they're now block breaks. And I don't know if they did anything else about Beast breathing here. buffed breeze breathing by 10% across the board. So yeah, they did buff the whole breeze breathing damage. So I'm gonna put breeze breathing at viable now for PvP. Now that it block breaks and does more damage, I think it actually is viable. Before it kind of sucked for PvP. I don't think it was good at all. So I'm gonna just put it at viable. I must say about breeze breathing. They did just buff it, so I will gonna put it at viable. Alright, now I'm gonna go against Thunder Breathing. Now Thunder Breathing did get buffed as well. They made it so another ability block breaks, and they buffed the damage, I'm pretty sure. So I'm gonna put breeze breathing at also viable. Thunder Breathing and also viable. Before I put it at needs a buff, but now I'm gonna put it at viable. It's pretty good. I think it's worse than Beast still, especially because Beast got buffs. I still think it is one of the worst breathings in the game, but now that another skill block breaks, is really hard to play against it. So if you land your skills, it's free extenders, especially if it's tier 3 katana. You can do mad damage just using your ultimate plus your block break, thunder cup, and flash. So I'm gonna put this on viable. Very good. 2 block breaking dashing abilities that are very hard to miss. It's just very good. So I'm putting it on viable. Thunder can be used dangerously if you're good at thunder breathing and you hit your skills. Alright, next we have BDA. Now BDA did get nerfed. The counter got nerfed by a lot. They increased the cooldown, and they increased the time, or they decreased the time you can hold the counter. They increased the cooldown on the counter, and they had a nerf to ult. You can say it was a nerf or a buff. Either way, the ult's kind of still really good. It still does the same thing. It still does iframe, still does a million damage. But the counter did get nerfed, which is one of the best parts for BDA in PvP. Now it is still gonna go an OP nerf. It is still the best BDA in the game, in my opinion. I'm still gonna put it above Reaper, but that's just because it is the best BDA overall. It's the best for Orgard dungeons. It's the best for Mugen Train, and it's very good with PvP. I wouldn't say it's the best in PvP anymore. I'd probably give that to Reaper or something else. But yeah, I'm gonna put it in OP nerf just because it's so good in everything else, and it's still gonna be the overall best BDA in the game, in my opinion. I'm gonna keep this way. I think it's still the best, and I'm pretty sure everyone still agrees. It's just that no BDA comes close to PvE. Besides maybe like no BDA breathing comes close to PvP. So that's like Mist, maybe or Reaper or something. So I'm gonna put it as OP nerf. Nothing really comes close. Bloodburst might be close, I guess. OP nerf, I'm gonna put that. Bloodburst I'm gonna put in top of pretty good. It's a very good BDA, especially for PvP. PvE is alright. Actually, not alright. I think it's actually pretty good for PvE. It has a lot of AoE, especially if Blood Mines. Makes it good for Mugen Train. Makes it good for Orgara Dungeon. The damage is very good, and I don't think they really did anything on Bloodburst, so I'm gonna just put that pretty good. That's why I put it last time. That's gonna be pretty good. BDA, OP nerf. Next, we got Water Breathing. Now, they did buff Water Breathing, as you see here. They did add a Buzz constant flux damage by 10%, so ultimate and ripple thrust now block breaks. Now on top of ripple thrust now block breaking, it also made it so it doesn't do knockback, which means you can combo extend with it. So water did get very buffed for PvP, so I'm gonna put water at pretty good. I already put it at pretty good before PvP, but now I'm gonna put it at pretty good again. I think water is one of the best BDAs for PvP, or breathing for PvP, and I think a lot of people underestimate it, honestly. I always thought that it was a really good PvP breathing, and people didn't agree with me, but now it's even better than it already was, I guess. So I'm gonna put it at pretty good. I think it's very good breathing. PvE, it's alright. I think all breathing suck with PvE except Mist. So I'm gonna put it at pretty good. Just because it's really good in PvP and it's alright with PvE. Next, we got Flame Breathing. They did buff Flame Breathing as well here. They did do buff Purgatory damage by 10%, and they buffed every other Flame move by 5%. So Flame also got a overall buff, which means Flame is going to be getting at either pretty good or viable. I think I'm going to put it at the top of viable, honestly. I think these are all still way better than Flame Breathing, even with the 10 damage buffs. It's just the combo standards on Flame Breathing don't really work out that well compared to other BDA/breathings, and PvP is like alright. So I'm going to put it at viable. I'm pretty sure no one complained of that. Before it was at the bottom of this list, so I'm gonna put it at top of viable. They did buff the damage that, especially if you ever in Goku. If you ever in Goku clan, you can put this at pretty good. Honestly, it's probably really good if you're for Goku clan, but just viable for now with the Goku clan. Or pretty much just viable right now with the Flame Breathing. Next, we got Mist Breathing. Mist Breathing is probably still gonna go in OP nerf. I want to say OP nerf actually. I don't really like that this tier list says OP nerf instead of just S tier. I don't think it needs a nerf at all, but I think this is gonna be the best breathing in the game. PvE wise, it's better than all of these in PvE. PvP wise, it's probably down here. If we're talking about PvP, guys, it's probably viable like down here, or maybe places a buff. But actually, PvE is gonna go at OP nerf. It's just so good for PvE. The ult is just so good for literally every scenario. So I'm gonna put an OP nerf. The AoE is there, it's very good. The escape is there, it's very good. Everything about this is just very good. And honestly, it's not even that bad in PvP. Go invisible. If you use it right, if you're a good player, then you can make it good. But it's gonna go at OP nerf for now. It's pretty good. It's really good actually for PvE. PvP, I'd say it's good, honestly. I'd say it's honestly viable for PvP. And for PvE, it's OP nerf. Some of you guys might disagree with this because I'm putting it above for stuff like Bloodburst or Shockwave. But yeah, I'm trying to put OP nerf. Plus, they did buff Slayers a lot, so yeah, OP nerf I think is viable. Snow breathing, they didn't change at all. Before I put it in viable, I'm gonna put it in viable again. Just put it here. Just for the time. Not enough to say that snow breathing, they didn't really change it, so I'm gonna put it there. Wind breathing, they also didn't change. I think wind breathing is the best PvP breathing in the game. So I'm gonna put it at pretty good. Not OP nerf, it's not that good because Slay's not that good. But honestly, with the Slay buff, it could go in OP nerf. But I'm just gonna put it in pretty good right now. Actually, low-key, it is the best breathing PvP, honestly, in my opinion. So I might put an OP nerf. This is actually a really debatable one. Sounds wind breathing. I can put it at the top pretty good, or OP nerf, just because it's the best PvP overall in breathing. It's so good for PvP. Like, comic centers are all there, the damage is there, everything is good. But low-key, I'm gonna put it pretty good, just because the PvE aspect of this thing isn't very good. In my opinion, it's just not very good. Next we got instant breathing. They did kind of buff instant breathing, I think they did, and Slay buff. So I'm just gonna put instant breathing at. It's still gonna go and please needs a buff. Unfortunately, I don't really think it's very viable for PvE whatsoever. It's literally only good for PvP, but I don't think they buffed it that much. I'm gonna scroll through it just so I don't make sure I don't miss anything. But yeah, as you see here, I don't really see anything about Insect, so Insect is just go on C tier. I think hopefully she adds some buffs for Insect, because Insect, like, I don't know, Insect it's just not very good right now. Honestly, it's just the comic centers or there. Honestly, it's good for PvP. PvE, it is absolute horse. Like, it is so bad. Like it is terrible for PvE, honestly. So honestly, yeah, I'm putting that please as a buff. I think they really need a buff on 𝐓𝐀𝐆𝐒, or not 𝐓𝐀𝐆𝐒, insect breathing. I don't think it's that good at all. And I honestly want it to be good because it's one of the coolest breathings in my game, in the game, in my opinion. So next, we got Swamp. If you guys don't know, they literally murdered Swamp. As you see here, I'm gonna show it on the screen now. But pretty much, they increase Swamp Eject cooldown, increase Swamp Trap cooldown, increase Traveling Claws cooldown, and reduce Swamp Damage max hold time. So they literally murdered my boy Swamp. On top of already nerfing their Swamp clones by a lot, they did now just kill it. So Swamp, which was OP nerf before, is now gonna go at pretty good, probably a buff. It's probably still above Bloodburst, honestly, even with the nerfs. I say it dropped from the second best BDA to the third best BDA, maybe even the fourth best if you want to put it above Bloodburst. But I'm gonna put it here. I'm just gonna put it above here, and you guys can like debate which one you think is better. But Swamp did get killed. The cooldowns are just so long. The ult, you can't hold it for as much longer, and the clones are longer as well. So I'm just gonna put that pretty good. It's still a really good BDA in my opinion, but it's not as like OP as it was before. I think before it was here, like when I said it was here before, but now I'm just gonna put it in pretty good because all these nerfs. I haven't really tested the game, so I don't really know how bad it is. But depending on the changes, I'm just gonna put that pretty good because this is where I think it will be. Alright, next we got Tamari. They have been really doing stuff to Tamari. They moved the stun from her forearms. They added block breaks to her. They increased the damage to her. So honestly, you guys believe it or not, she's still gonna continue. Like, it's just not a good BDA, bro. They could buff it as much as they want. It's just not a good BDA. They need to rework Tamari, in my opinion. People could disagree with this. Even with all the buffs, bro, she's still bad. It's just her kit sucks. It's only good for PvP or PvP, okay? It's only good for PvP, and that's assuming you're Jesus Christ is incarnate. That's assuming you're the god of PvP, the beast of the East, bro. And unless you're like the best PvP player ever, this is so noob. PvE, I'd rather use my fist against bosses and rather than these Tamar balls. Honestly, it's just not good. Honestly, people might disagree with this. I just don't think. I think his BDA needs a rework. Honestly, I don't know how they would rework it. I'm not a dev or anything, but I think you know, I think it's still bad. I think unless they buff it by way more. Like, the buffs are good. They add some block breaks, makes it alright for PvP. So I guess if you're talking about PvP, then it's here. But overall, so noob. It's just so bad with PvE, and PvP it's so mid. So I'm just putting so noob. Somebody like disagree with this, but yeah, so noob. Alright, next we got sound breathing. Now sound breathing, they did add a block break to this as well, increase the damage of slaves overall, and sound breathing was already pretty good. So I'm gonna put it in pretty good as well. Better than water breathing, yeah, probably. It's probably better for water breathing now PvP because they did buff it, and I think it's not better than Shockwave or Dream or Bloodburst or Swamps or any of those. So I think this is gonna be my list. OP nerf, I'm gonna put in Ice and Reaper and Mist breathing. Honestly, Mist breathing could go in pretty good just because it's a breathing, and these two are just gonna it's just gonna overscale it 100%. But I mean, you could debate whether it's OP nerf. I don't think I'm gonna put an OP nerf. Now that I think about it, it's not that good for PvP because OP nerfs are gonna be S tier PvP and PvE. So I'm just gonna put this in pretty good. All these are gonna be pretty good, and then viable plays the buff, and obviously tomorrow's gonna be so noob. You could debate that these BDAs are better than these breathings. You could really debate about that. But now with the Slay buffs, I'm pretty sure these are gonna be better, in my opinion. With the Slay buffs, they make it very good. So this is what my list is gonna be. Remember, guys, this is just my opinion on the updated tiers. This is what I do think is correct, though, depending on all the updates and changes and nerfs and buffs. If you guys do agree, make sure you comment down below. And if you also disagree, also comment down below. I also want to see you guys' opinions. Just don't be, you know, a loser, because obviously this is my opinion, guys. So don't be mad at me or anything. But yeah, this is me, my tiers. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Make sure you guys do join my Discord below. I do announce every time I do go live and when I stream on Twitch. So yeah, make sure you guys do that, and make sure you guys do sub if you did enjoy this video. But yeah, with that being said, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Yeah, see you guys in the next one. Later.